We want to ask you for some of your favourites. I know that it's hard to sometimes pick favourites, but let's start with your favourite Greg Inglis moment.
Oh, I'd have to say, you know, the couple of tries there he scored, especially that try he went down the sideline in, was it 2007? Yeah.
Of course, we talked about Slater in the first half. Here they are making another break, and they get the ball away to Inglis. Inglis is inside the 30, swerves away from Robertson, runs away from Robertson, puts the ball down. Greg Inglis, superstar, scores for Melbourne.
Yeah, that was, I'll always remember that. That was one hell of a performance from, you know, a kid that wasn't probably his best position. It was probably his third best position. And I think that just goes to show what a wonderful talent, you know, GI was, and just what a wonderful kid he was. You know, he was. I remember when he came here, and you know, he was only 17-year-old. You know, and you know, it was really hard for him. You know, in a big city, he didn't come from the big cities, but like I say, and it took him a while to, I suppose, to not blend in, but to fit in. And you know, he had a few difficulties there, and we had, you know, with him at times he didn't feel like trying either, you know. So we had a sort of it was interesting how we handled that, but you know, I always, you know, knew that he had a wonderful talent. But more than that, I could just tell he was a really decent human being, and as I say, he was. It really hurt when he left us, to be quite honest. I was always hoped that he'd be one that would, you know, be here at the start of his career and be here at the end of his career, but it wasn't to be, and he went on to great things at South, captain of the side there, to a premiership, and but you know, he was a wonderful character and one hell of a rugby league player.
07 GI, just a young, fresh-faced young man. What about your favourite Billy Slater moment?
Oh, geez. It's been a fair few of them, I think. You know, like, the thing I used to like, about Bill, you know, like obviously he scored a lot of tries and set up a lot of tries, but the thing that I used to love about him was when he got excited, he would rip into our players, and he wouldn't get it, you know, he didn't do that too often, but when he really thought, you know, this ain't right, we need to fix this up, and he'd sort of get stuck into him, you know, and, you know, like, I remember when he first started, like, he would try anything. Billy would try anything. I was pulling his hair out at times, you know, some of the things he did.
Now Kearns back on the inside. Lovely pass to Billy Slater. He chips over the top. Oh, do it again, Billy. He wants a bounce and got one as well. And Billy grabs 3 for the afternoon.
But then as he got on later on in his career, he sort of, you know, he'd still, you know, take some risks at times, but they were calculated risks. But any time the team needed a bit of a pep up, that was, you know, that's what Billy Slater was good at.
All right, what about another quite amazing player? Your favourite Cooper Cronk moment?
Geez. Coops, like, I think, again, you know, like, people would think it'd be games, you know, but Coops was a guy that, you know, he got thrown in the halfback spot because we really didn't have anybody else. And so my favourite moment for him is his pre-season in, I think it was 2005 or 2006 it might have been. Yeah, Matt Orford left, and you know, we couldn't really get another halfback. And then Cooper was sort of coming off the bench playing a bit of fullback, bit of lock, bit in the second row. I don't think he ever sort of come on as a 5'8", bit of, you know, as I said, fullback. But we decided, okay, we're going to go with him because, again, really great kid, but what he did do, what he did change was he really changed his mentality to work ethic. He wasn't lazy, but he wasn't overly with his work ethic. But when we give him that halfbacks role, like, the amount of passing and kicking he done that pre-season, you know, it was, well, I was sort of worried he'd hurt his groin or something, how much kicking he did and passing, but he really just grabbed that opportunity and made his own. And we all know what sort of career he had.
Let's finish with the most recently retired of that lot, and that feels like ages ago now, but it really wasn't. And that's your favourite Cameron Smith one.
Yeah. I think my favourite moment there, again, he was just so consistent. Cameron didn't score too many tries, so ripping up the sideline or anything like that, but or chip and chase. But I think my favourite moment for Cameron when he broke the 400. I think that or the 400, or he broke the record. Probably broke the record. For players to play the amount of NRL games, and it's amazing that a dummy half has done that. They're small guys around big guys, and big guys run at little guys when they get the chance, and he's an open target. But just how he handled that, and he handled the work rate. But and just like I say, so when he broke that record, that it's a hell of a record to break anyway. Just if it doesn't matter what position you're playing, but to be a small guy like that, playing in the middle of big guys where, he makes, 40, 50, 60 tackles a game, and to play for that long and that well for that long, that'll be the thing that'll always sort of be in the front of my mind when someone says Cameron Smith.
So what is your favourite thing then to finish, Craig, about being an NRL coach?
Yeah, I think just that, you get the opportunity to help young men achieve their dreams, and I always, say to young guys, at the end of the day, you don't have to be here, you don't have to be here, I know some, I've seen some young kids that have been stars as kids, growing up, and clubs sign them early, and their mum and dads and their schoolmates and their brothers and sisters expect them to be NRL players, so that it's a bit of pressure there, but they're not that passionate about it. They've got another passion. I think that's important, that everyone, as you get to your late teens and that, you're in the peak of your life, I suppose, so you should be doing something that you're passionate about, not just something that some people expect you to do, or something you think you might like to do. I think, if young people, sort of that age, can pick out what they're passionate about, they will work hard at it and make a success out of it, and they'll enjoy it. So that's the main things that I see for young people, and certainly young people that come to the Melbourne Storm here. I just like to think, us as a staff, and senior players can help these young people, achieve their dreams, just sort of helping them along. At the end of the day, they're the ones that got to do the work, but we can give them advice and help them have a career that they'll be proud of, and something they can look back on later in life.
We've got a pretty good track record of making champion players, Craig, so they'd be bloody lucky if they could come here and be passionate Storm players. Thank you for playing my favourite.
No, pleasure. Thanks, Lara.